Morning guys. Well, as you've seen, we've been tidying up the piles of leftover stuff from our last video, and we're just going to keep going with that and see how much we can get done. So I've just been up at the front of the property finishing off that job from our last video. So all of those weeds and all of the tree trimmings that had just been piled up have now been put where they need to be. Then I grabbed the irrigation piping that we had sitting up there, and I've just stashed it down the back here in an area we don't really use at the moment, so that the front looks a little bit tidier. And then I was down here in the veggie garden and I saw that I've got some trimming of the zucchinis to do, so I thought I would quickly get that done. Basically I'm just going to cut off anything that has a reasonable amount of powdery mildew on it, and we'll get rid of that. Very excitingly, I did just see a bee in that flower on the zucchini, so I think sending them upwards out of this netting is helping with the bees finding the zucchini. So hopefully that means that when this one actually gets to the point of opening the flowers on those fruit that are developing, they actually are pollinated. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm just going to trim anything that's touching the ground and anything that looks very diseased. I think that one looks better, so let's do this one. And then I need to actually train these ones back up against the trellis as well. Just waiting for a bee. Okay, there it goes. want to interrupt their work. And I also don't want to get stung. Well, it's just been a bit of a tying up loose ends sort of video today. It's currently down in the veggie patch, just done the tidying up of the cucumbers, and they've got some sort of disease. I think it's powdery mildew, even though it doesn't really look the same as on the zucchinis. The reason I think it's that, or something very similar, is because it's got the same little yellow lady beetles. I guess there's some sort of lady beetle on them, and from what I've read, they eat powdery mildew. Conflicting reports as to whether they spread the powdery mildew as well as eat it, or not. So I used to squish them, and now I've kind of given up. I don't know whether I need to or not. If anyone's got any thoughts on that, let me know. I'm just down here having a bit of a look at it though, and the garden is really struggling. So we got some really good harvests out of it to begin with in spring, and as soon as the hot weather really kicked in, the powdery mildew is taken over, the tomatoes are dying from something, and yeah, they're just not happy. And I think some of the problem, it's not all the problem, but some of the problem might be that the beds have sunk so much that I'm not sure that their roots are actually getting down into soil. I think they might be going down into like gaps from, you know, the sticks and branches and things that we had put underneath the soil when we filled these beds up. I don't know if I would recommend doing it that way, because I'm having lots of troubles now as the soil is sort of settling in between all of the branches and sticks. I'm losing my soil that I can plant in, and yeah, I'll show you what I mean. This is the bed that we just planted some bean seeds in, and you can see they're coming up. You can see they're coming up here. But we talked about in that video how much it had dropped, and it has dropped more since then. And you can see here, look, there is a big hole, which leads me to believe that it is possible that these bean seedlings are growing down into nothing, because there's a hole there, there's a hole there, and the tomato bed is just as bad. So I think I'm not going to do any more in these beds for the time being, and then soon I'm going to see if we can get a load of a trailer load of dirt, trailer load of garden soil. It's not actually called garden soil, I don't think. It's called like raised bed mix or something. Anyway, to fill these up with, we're just going to have to rip out what's in here, fill them up, and start again, because clearly these plants are not happy. Look at these tomatoes. Like, they just, and I mean, yes, I haven't pruned them properly either, but I just don't think they're quite getting what they need from the soil. This is another one where you look down in the bed, oh, there's a big hole. So I mean, I don't know what that means for the sweet potatoes. Maybe we can just cover them up and they'll grow back through potentially, but I think we have to do a bit of renovation on these beds. The other thing I could do would be, see how this bed has got such a big dent in the side of it. That's because we didn't realize that these beds didn't have quite enough support when we first built. And this is the first one we filled up, and as we filled it up, it kind of went boop, like that. So the subsequent beds, we actually put an extra support across the top, like this. There's extra support here, and that's held it out, which means the sides don't collapse. These aren't great quality beds, but they're doing the job. To fix this one, we really need to empty this bed, and then we can put a support in and refill it. So maybe I could kind of kill two birds with one stone and empty this bed, put the soil into those beds down there to top them up, and then we can fix this bed. I'm taking this bed out of action. At the moment I've got 2 zucchinis in here who are struggling. Haven't had fruit off them in weeks. I've also just planted tromboncino, which is a bit of a pity because they've come up. I could attempt transplanting them, I suppose, or just re-sow them. We only will have lost a week. And I've got a bit of basil and some spring onions. So not a lot in here, so maybe that's something we could do. It's a big job, but could be a good solution. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this short video. I'm going to head up to the house now and play with my son who's just waking up from his nap. And I will catch you on the next one. I hope you have a great day and get out in your own gardens. And I'll see you then. Bye.